Hello, in this video I wanted to talk about the difference between Houdini, Maya, FumeFX, Phoenix FD, Turbulence 4D, and any other solution that does not offer the same flexibility Houdini has. And as you can see, we've created this solver from scratch, and we can control anything we want. At any point in the sim, at any step of the sim, we can do anything we want. And we still have, we're just scratching the surface of what we can do. You can see all this list here. If I can show it. If I can show it. Anyway, it's very long. It's a very long list, as you can see. There is so many options that we can do. There is also the possibility to use VOPs inside DOPs to control the fields. And imagine this, for example. Imagine we take the velocity, we run the sim, and then we take the velocity field and compute its curl, and then use that curl to create a new force that is the difference between that is basically the cross product of the velocity version with the gradient of the volume itself. Obviously, we'll learn all of what's the gradient on all of this stuff, but you can do any volume processing to create new masks, new field, inject a new divergence field to create more expansion. You can create, you can use SOPs to manipulate the data, and there is no black box. There is no hidden process that you can't control. Even the multi-grid option that we saw in the smoke solver is available. There is many different multi-divergent option. You can play with this. You can play with the substeps. You can add substeps to a specific step. If you want, for example, more accuracy just on the advection, you can run 2 steps advection only on the velocity and lower the increment time to 0.5, for example, to get more accuracy. You can create all kinds of fields by analyzing what's happening inside the sim. All the other tools available, you don't have access to any of this. You just plug in a density field, you import or you use something live from the scene. Okay, we haven't gotten to how we can prepare data for DOPs with geometry, particles, or anything like that. You select an object and you hit emit. That's it. That's the only option you have. And then whatever the sim gives you, that's what you're going to use. And the main limitation with this is you don't have control over the sim. You cannot tweak. You cannot art direct it. You cannot sculpt the sim in any way or shape. And whatever you're going to create will look exactly like the other guy. Everything you will create using FumeFX will have the same feel like a FumeFX sim. You can tell that by looking at the explosions. If the solver has a limitation on how it disturbs or how it disturbs the fields or how it creates a pyroclastic look, you will see that rippling throughout all the examples. And you can do this. You can go and Google FumeFX explosions. They all look the same. They all have the same feel to them. And even with Houdini as well, a lot of people would just use the basic smoke solver that ships in, and then you'll run into a lot of limitations and your sim will look exactly like all the other sims. And by understanding what's happening under the hood, we can make the solver do something a lot more interesting than the default behavior. Now, side effects tries to do a lot of these things for us. They try to provide a tool that satisfies a lot of the requirements. You know, people are supposed to drop this node, plug in some inputs, and hit play and get the result. Of course, that's totally fine and it works. But if you want to go to the next level, this is what we need to do. We need to create something custom. We need to fully understand what's happening and control the data properly in the sim and be able to control it. If the smoke solver that you're using does not expose to you how to control divergence, how to control velocity, how to generate, how to process the data inside the solver, then you're not going to be able to push it to the limit. And for example, you're not going to be able to, other than having the sim itself, what we can do once we have it in Houdini, we can process that in so many ways. Once you finish the sim in Maya, it's done. Or in Fume, there is nothing else you can do. You can most likely advect some particles, but that's it. In Houdini, we can process that. We can do all kinds of stuff. I've created nuclear explosions without using sims, just by using procedural volumes and faking some dynamics in DOPS. And these next level things, you cannot do them with the existing packaged tools that are basically a black box. And again, it's gonna be a little bit hard to digest and swallow what we're going to be doing in the first 4 weeks. But hopefully, once you guys fully understand that, you will realize how important this stuff is, and the kind of flexibility that we will have, and what kind of quality we can push easily. I hope that makes sense, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.